Ten Hag's new 3-year deal at Man United, 90% confirmed. Man United consider Erik ten Hag a really important part of their project. Erik ten Hag is set to extend his Man United contract until 2027. United reportedly consider ten Hag crucial to their long-term project. According to Fabrizio Romano, the new deal is now 90% confirmed. Erik ten Hag is in talks to extend his Manchester United contract for 3 more years, until 2027, according to journalist Fabrizio Romano. After the Dutchman was confirmed to be staying in charge of the club ahead of next season, he is now expected to sign a new deal as both parties want to make it happen. Ten Hag is coming off a tough second season at United. The Red Devils finished 8th in the league on a negative goal difference, suffering 14 losses. However, his youth development has reportedly been a key factor in United's decision as the Dutchman introduced the likes of Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo to the first-team squad. According to Romano, a new deal for Ten Hag is 90% confirmed as the 54-year-old is keen to have a long-term vision with new part owners Ineos. Ten Hag in talks over new contract. Man United consider him really important. Romano, writing in his daily briefing on Thursday, suggests that Man United consider Ten Hag a really important part of their project as they are set to sign a new deal with the Dutch manager. He said, Ten Hag knows now that he's staying at Manchester United, and he will be involved in discussions for the future, but now it's about discussing his contract, and from what I'm hearing a potential new deal until 2027 is really concrete. It's 90% confirmed. Both parties want to make it happen, with Ten Hag happy to have a long-term vision together with the owners and directors, and also to avoid potential media problems after the first few games of the season. Sometimes a few bad results can lead to reports that a manager's job is already in danger, and so Man United want to protect Ten Hag as he's considered a really important part of their project. Ten Hag ended Man United's 6-year trophy drought last year after winning the EFL Cup. In May, he became the first manager since Sir Alex Ferguson to win 2 trophies in 2 consecutive seasons with the Red Devils. Man United to make key contract decisions. After resolving Ten Hag's future. After clearing up doubts over Ten Hag's future, Man United now face decisions over the expiring contracts of Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Victor Lindelof. Both players' deals expire in just 12 months, and United, under new part ownership, are unlikely to see them walk for free, according to Sky Sports journalist Domesh Sheth. Speaking to GMS, Sheth suggested United don't want to be in that position and let Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka run down their contracts. The Red Devils saw both Anthony Martial and Raphael Varane leave on a free transfer this month. £31m cushion turns Benjamin Sesko U-turn into a transfer lifeline for Manchester United. Benjamin Sesko has committed to another season with German side RB Leipzig amid Premier League interest, which could be good news for Manchester United given their tight PSR position. The decision of Benjamin Sesko to pen a new deal at RB Leipzig brings to a close one of the summer transfer window's most prominent potential deals. The 21-year-old Slovenian forward, off the back of an impressive debut campaign in the Bundesliga, had been hotly tipped to make a move to the Premier League this summer, with Arsenal and Chelsea both suitors. Also courting the former Red Bull Salzburg forward were Manchester United, with Sesko seen as the kind of profile player that minority owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe had wanted to see the club enter the market for. And it could be that this move by the player is actually beneficial for United. According to multiple reports, Sesko had a release clause of £55 million that existed in his current contract after the end of June, but in choosing to extend his stay with Marco Rose's men he will now be a more valuable asset for Leipzig by the time January, or likely next summer, comes along. The transfer market may well be a little flat this summer in terms of money being spent. The biggest drivers of transfer spend, the Premier League, has a number of its clubs, even members of the Big Six, who need to be mindful of the cost controls that exist through profit and sustainability rules, PSR. Chelsea are in the process of trying to move players on to help fund their own business. Arsenal, beneficiaries of Champions League money last season and guaranteed more of it next season, had to be wary of spending in January owing to the heavy outlay in acquiring the likes of £105 million Declan Rice. United, with no Champions League football next season, but with the cushion of Europa League football at least, have some concerns over making the maths work themselves. According to figures presented by football finance expert Swiss Ramble, based on estimates for the 2023-24 financial year, a year which the 3-year PSR period would no longer include the allowable deduction for the impact of the pandemic on the business, United will be under the threshold by some £31m. That is a healthy gap for United, but with a significant amount of work to be undertaken to address the deficiencies that lie within the squad, it might not provide ample room for manoeuvre for the club until such time they improve their player trading position. Players such as Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford have been mooted as potential exits for United, with the club likely to make little in terms of profit on Sancho given his remaining book value of around £29 million. Rashford, as an academy graduate, would be pure profit, although his value in the market has tumbled significantly due to poor form, with the 26-year-old omitted from the England squad for Euro 2024, further impacting value. Another season for United to allow them to clear the decks a little with a view to next summer being when some serious surgery can be done. If they manage to return to the riches of Champions League football, it's likely that they enter the Sesko conversation again in a healthier financial position. Alan Shearer explains 2 missing Manchester United players makes him worried. Man United have just 2 players in the England camp for Euro 2024 after the late withdrawal of Harry Maguire due to injury. Alan Shearer is concerned about England's defence at Euro 2024 due to Harry Maguire's withdrawal from the squad and Luke Shaw's race against time to return from injury. Manchester United had 3 players named in the provisional England squad, Maguire, Shaw, and Kobbie Mainoo, but the club's former captain failed to make the final cut. Maguire succumbed to a calf injury he sustained during United training in April, and his absence will be a huge blow for England as they compete in Germany this summer. The 31-year-old has been a stalwart for England over the last few years, and Gareth Southgate has never managed at a major tournament without him. Southgate has given Shaw every chance to feature at Euro 2024, despite the defender last playing for United on February 18 when sustaining a muscle injury against Luton Town. Shaw has been the first-choice left-back during Southgate's tenure and is set to be available to feature after the 3 Lions opening 2 group stage matches. Betfair's new ambassador Shearer recently sat down to discuss England's chances of winning the Euros. The legendary former striker praised Southgate's attacking options, although he expressed concerns about the defence due to Maguire's absence and Shaw's lack of fitness. I think whatever players Gareth Southgate plays, and whatever selections he makes, I think we could, and probably should, have the best front 6, possibly, in world football, said Shearer. Whether it's soccer on the right, Kane, Foden, Gordon, Rice, Bellingham, whoever he plays, that is a front 6 that can compete with anyone. My concern is defensively. Even if Harry Maguire was in the squad, then I would still have 1 or 2 concerns. I think he will be a miss in both boxes for and against set pieces. Luke Shaw isn't going to be available for the first game or 2 as well. Defensively there's a worry, but going forward and in midfield they are as good as anywhere. The one question is, who he actually plays alongside Rice. Does he be brave and put Trent in there? If you use Iceland as an example and you go in on the front foot, which I hope he does, I hope he goes, we've got a great chance of winning this tournament, we're going to go for it, they're not scared of anyone. But I also understand that you do need to give that back for a little bit of protection. Whether that's Trent in there or he puts Mainoo in there, we will have to wait and see, or whether it's Rice and Bellingham, and then he puts Foden in the 10 role, which is what I would go for. I would have Rice and Bellingham, then Saka on the right, Kane, and then Anthony Gordon, with Phil Foden in behind them playing the 10 role, which he has been so brilliant at this season. England are the bookies' favourites to win Euro 2024, sitting ahead of France in the market. Rio Ferdinand explains bombshell Man United talks to decide Marcus Rashford transfer. Manchester United winger Marcus Rashford has endured a difficult campaign at Old Trafford this season, and there has been speculation he could leave the club. Former Manchester United defender Rio Ferdinand would want to have a conversation with Marcus Rashford before deciding whether or not he stays or leaves Old Trafford. Rashford entered the previous campaign as Erik ten Hag's star man, having bagged 30 goals in the 2022-23 season. However, the 26-year-old's form took a nosedive as United struggled on the pitch. The forward managed just 8 goals and 5 assists, which ensured he missed out on England's European Championship squad for the tournament in Germany. Rashford was disciplined by Ten Hag at the beginning of 2024 after missing training due to illness. It later transpired the forward had spent the previous night in Belfast with friends. His drop in performances has led to some speculation that Rashford could leave the club in the summer, with Arsenal and PSG linked, but after recently signing a new deal, either transfer seems unlikely. Taking part in a social media video with the Daily Mail, Ferdinand was asked if he would keep or sell certain United players this summer. When Rashford's name came up, the 45-year-old fell short of deciding the winger's future, but explained what he would do instead. "Rashford is an interesting one," he explained. "I would need to talk to Rashford and find out where his head is at and what he wants to do. What has been the reason for the downturn in performances? If I get the right answers, I would keep him. If I don't like what I hear, I would let him go."